Hello, everybody. It's Kaneki. Hi, I come in the name of the Lord, and I was just wanting to add on to the discussion with Danny, what that Danny had brought, or not the discussion. I just wanted to add on to the truth that Danny just said. Yeah, um, because because of that, it has made it clear to me about in my own existence and what I have come through and what I have come to understand at the heart. Yeah. When I worked on the cruise ship, which was years ago, before all this awakening, before I was even in to Jesus, yeah, I was a server on a cruise ship, and on the cruise ship there were a lot of anniversaries, yeah, people celebrating their marriage and proposals and the binding of those things in that contract, right? And during that time was when the homosexual marriage agenda was a forefront, yeah, in the mind of the world, pretty much. And it was starting to climax and accelerate in its movement. And I didn't really, you know, make myself politically. I wasn't into politics. Yeah, I was in Hawaii, away from the world, working on a cruise ship. So I was very focused, and then was very relaxed on my days off, and I didn't trouble myself with the world. However, whenever I had tables that would come and they had an anniversary, which was a lot, you know, there was something that changed in me, and I was like, I'm not gonna celebrate their anniversary. I will go through the routine, yeah, with with what the standards of service for the cruise ship had implemented, because there was tons of anniversaries, and I would have, you know, I would get the little anniversary cake that they would have, but I would have someone else present it and someone else do the whole thing that the cruise ship would do, where, you know, hold hands, look into each other's eyes. We would sing a song, and then, you know, cut the little cake and take pictures and make it real beautiful. And in that, I said, I'm not celebrating this until it's equal for everybody, you know. And a lot of people was like, but you know, and in truth, how beautiful it was when I would get an anniversary that they celebrated 50 years together, and they were celebrating that in the 50th state. Yeah, so of course, it's a beautiful thing, and that it wasn't that it was against marriage or against them. Yeah, but what was it? Yeah, was it against love? Was it against discrimination? Was I for or against something? No, it was just about equality. Like, why would why can those who have the to me, it was like those who have the right to celebrate something so beautiful, yeah, why then can they why then should they celebrate it if not everybody can experience the beauty of it? And that was years and years back, right? And it wasn't even a big deal in my life either. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just like thinking about that. No, whenever I had one, I'm like, no. And it was because of equality. I was looking at an equaling of something, yeah, so equaling something out. Um, Now, in this time of sowing, it says about the seeds that get scattered on the rocks, yeah, which are shallow soil. It's just shallow. There's not enough depth of root to grow, but there is a measure that is so small that it pops up really fast, but doesn't have any sustenance. So at the first sign of anything, which is the sun, the bird, a bug, as a heavy rain too, yeah, it would just be dug up and wither or drown or anything. This against the first small big thing, yeah. And when you now in this understanding of this, see, that's why it's not about marriage, yeah? It's not about that marriage thing. What it has to do with is commitment. It is the commitment that someone has to another. And what you're committing is what is going to be in your mind and your heart at that moment in equaling to the other person's mind and heart. And when it comes to marriage, it's about living a life together forever till death do you part, said out loud from the heart to another person into their eyes, yeah, and then believed and then bounded together. Yet now we know that we have divorce. Now I understand why God hates divorce. And that's why I hate it too. Because it's not about people breaking up. It's about their lack of commitment with the first smallest thing. Yeah? And if you're not going to, if you think like, oh, well, what if someone cheats and lies and steals? Then that is a reflection on both of you to see who is really going to be true to their heart, to their commitment. Yeah? You could say like, oh, I have a right to divorce them because they were beating me up and stuff. I was like, then you should have been more aware of who you're committing to, for one, yeah? Oh, people change and all that stuff. Yeah, well then you can change too. If you're not used to being beaten, then change and get used to being beaten. That's my type of commitment, yeah? If I make a commitment, it is through thick and thin. It doesn't matter what has happened. I will adjust accordingly, but I'm still committed, yeah? And when I say adjust accordingly, it's not that, oh, you lied to me, you cheated on me, okay? And I'm just gonna, I excuse that, yeah, and I ignore it, and you're okay. No, I don't excuse it, I don't ignore it, but I'm still here with you, I'm committed. And so the level, the standard, yeah, of what I had raised myself to be with you in the expectations, if there is any expectation, but just that standard, the expected level of standard, yeah? If you yourself, as the second person that I'm committed to, have broken your trust, yeah? Then I'm still going to stay there with you, but I'm not gonna be at that level of high expectation because it's broken. So I will be broken down with you, and in the end, I will, if I have made a commitment, I will die in that commitment with whatever has been produced, yeah? Or else I wouldn't have made the commitment. See, that's what it is. Through thick and thin, through the first little now in this time and age, you can see with people who are dating, okay? Now, when I say that, like, they're like, there's now different levels of dating. They're like, oh, we're dating. Oh, we're seeing each other. What is that? What is seeing each other? What is dating? There's the difference, and people have made this difference. You could see this, yeah? In the culture. And so I'm like, the thing that separates me from them is because I don't date, nor do I see, yeah? You can call it that, you can call it that, but I'm in it for life already. I don't need to be married. Once I make a commitment, then I'm committed, yeah? And you can do whatever you want, but then you're going to realize that if you elate it, yeah? If you are true to your word, you will only get heaven, yeah? But if you break anything, then you will see my standard, my measure come down, and I will remain there because I'm not going to give my all to something that I know nothing's going to grow on, for one, but that is my plot of land kind of thing, right? And that is why in this day and age, you'll see that people are like, oh, this is my boyfriend or this is my girlfriend. And then all of a sudden, with the first small little thing that happens between them, it's a huge dramatic breakup. Yeah, they don't go through it together. They don't give the other the benefit of the doubt that, yeah, I'm mad. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you right now, but doesn't mean I'm going to leave you forever. Yeah. But that's what people do. They're like, oh, the first little thing, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to leave you forever. That is the big dramatic thought that I was telling about with the grand illusion and the cognitive dissonance that has occurred. You get dramatic thinking and dramatic results from dramatic people, yeah? Over dramatic, and that is the standard, and it is saturated in large scale civilization, yeah? And in that, they break commitment. And that is what God hates. And that is what any relationship should be about, is the commitment to what you say, to your word, and to the standard that you both agreed on, and seeing that you can keep that standard to build upon. And there's going to be foibles, but to know that, yes, and when there is, let me, if I'm not the one who did the foible or did the wrong, yeah, let me deal with it the way that I do. And if I'm mad, if I'm angry, if I yell, yeah, if I say terrible things to you in that moment, yeah, doesn't mean that I'm going to leave, yeah? And in the principle of the same effect, if you are the one doing the wrong, yeah, don't be scared to tell the truth, yeah, because and expect that there's going to be, you know, a big, there's going to be dramatics after anything like that, yeah. But the fundamental principle between both of you is that there's a commitment that nothing's going to move. Yeah, you're not. It's a free. That's why you're not going to be given a marriage, but it's going to still be looked at as, can you commit? And with the homosexual agenda, like I said early, like way before, yeah, I said I had a thing where I got married. I'm married to Jesus. That sounds very homosexual, right? I know that I'm a guy, but in this vision, it was like it was a marriage ceremony, and not the way the world thinks. I didn't even know it was. And it was until later, and the banner that was over me where I sat it said his love, and then that's when I realized I was getting married, and I wasn't me, but I was me inside, but I looked like a woman. I had a long thick braid, I remember that, and I was very meek, very quiet. Anyway, beside the point, that's marriage. But it wasn't, now I understand it. It wasn't that I got married and it was between a man and a woman, and, you know, I didn't have a father. I couldn't leave my family, like how they said that's why a man leaves his family in order to become one flesh with his wife, yeah? To wife his, and to husband a wife, yeah? Not at all. It's not that. It was because I was committed. I was committed till death and beyond. I would choose Jesus Christ above anything else, yeah? Including my own happiness if I was in a relationship, but I knew that it was not wayward. And I was there in that sense with a commitment to that person, yeah? Not dating or seeing, but once I made a commitment, because it's been standard, and it takes a lot for me to commit, yeah? To say yes. If I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, yeah? I'm not going to go through the things and act and like lead someone on, no. But if I am, then I'm going to be there. I'm committed. And love never fails. And in this sense, understand this. I was being tormented through this relationship. Completely killed, okay? Annihilated. But I made a commitment in that love, and I was not going to fail even through that. Yeah? And love never failed, and love was with me. And so it took me out of it because it knew that my commitment was true. I was truth to my truth, knowing the expectation and standard. They didn't know, so I could make understanding, but it didn't excuse them, yeah? And it didn't make me, oh, I'm happy living. No, I was true to myself. But even in that, when you're true to yourself in misery, you want to take yourself away. But my commitment was bigger than even myself because I know how to commit. See, I'm committed. And when I say it, then it's known, yeah? If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. My yeses are yeses, my no's are no's. That's as plain as simple. And there's an understanding between that. It's not like my yeses are yeses and that's all there is. And my no is no and that's all there is. Nothing outside of that. It's wrapped in understanding. So whatever happens against my yes, I can wrap myself around it. Yeah? And whatever it is in my no's, I can wrap myself around it. That is just my stand. My yes and my no is my stand. Yeah? Doesn't mean that I can't walk around my stand And if I do, it doesn't mean I'm going to be destroyed. Yeah, I am you. I have wrapped myself around their situation, and I don't. And the reason that you do that is because you have to even it out. An evening, yeah, is not an equality. Yeah, it's to find a structure of balance, and that means that those who are stronger, who are higher above, yeah, can come down to the lower and try to even and then build up from there. And it's going to take hard work, perseverance, self-control, patience. And these things have no law, but we are still falling short. We still fall short, even the best of us. And that's why it's beyond those things. It's about the commitment at the heart and if that truth of that commitment is there. And that's what it's about. Can you commit? And that's what one thing that separated me from in sports. Yeah, because I was committed. It wasn't that I was at practice. I treated every single practice like the real thing. Like it was, I treated every single practice and every single game like it was the championship. Yeah, and I would do that at a young age. Like say I had to rake the yard, and there was a lot to motivate myself. Yeah, I would say if I don't rake all of these and get every single one, like every single one of the leaves in 15 minutes, all my friends will die and it'll be my fault. And I'll go out with that in my heart and mind and really believe it and be like, whoa, and like be like all crazy, working fast and trying to do it good and fast, you know? Because I was being practiced in something bigger than just words being said and something bigger than just thinking that I mean something. I was being practiced in commitment from a young age through the Spirit, because I did that on my own, yeah? And in that, I have matured into it, and that's what it is. I'm committed, and I have been committed to Jesus. And so I'm committed, yeah. All right, thanks.